let's get to what the people want to hear about money, G. What's your money plan? What's your money legacy plan?
Yeah. Listen, so as it stands, life continues to move. Sometimes there's money, sometimes there's less of it. All right. And what was that game, man, where it's like, and you press stop, right? I don't know if it was the pyramids or something like that. But when life says stop, what is what is, right? And I can't get myself caught up in thinking like, okay, I need to leave X amount for my kids. If on a daily we are pouring into them and doing those things that we talked about in the beginning, the spiritual foundation, man, I believe that at that point when life says stop, they'll have all that they need. That's my belief, that they'll have all that they need. I look at what my parents have done and our grandparents have done for us. As you've mentioned, the Sproul name back in the day, right?
Nope.
Meant something.
Nope.
A whole lot more.
Nope.
Right. But my grandfather, who was a dentist, my uncle, who was, he ran for lieutenant governor. He was an educator. My other uncles, so many of our family members played such crazy roles back in the islands. When my grandfather closed his eyes, when my father closed his eyes, there was property left for us, right? Property that we could do something with, property that we shared with other family members, but there was something left for us to do something with. Money may not have been there like that, but raw land, education,
absolutely,
spiritual foundation.
Yep,
we were able to take that and turn it into something else.
Perfect.
Right.
Yep.
So from my life experience, I can say like, hey, if we have these components and we leave these things for our kids, they should be able to turn something into or nothing into something.
Or something into more of something.
Yeah, facts, 100%. Right?
Something plus one. Yeah.
So life is having this ebb and flow, man. We're doing our thing. We're living our life. I tell my kids, hey, all these vacations that you have gone on, it was your mother and I who wanted to go on these vacations. We brought you along. We didn't do it for you, right? So enjoy that, right? They have to be able to carve out their own path.
Yeah. No, man, I like it. I like it a lot. This is an area that I have struggled with. There's been no expectation in my family or upbringing anybody's leaving me anything. So there isn't I don't have the clock in my hand from my parents to pass so that I can inherit something that I see that I want. That's not going to be it.
Okay.
And so I don't have that natural, I talked about this. I'm not oriented to think that way. What we talked about earlier, the spiritual stuff, God, they have a relatively strong family name right now. Go do what you can with that. Where I have grown here though, is taking some learnings from my Indian brothers and sisters that I spend so much time with. So they have a culture that no matter where you are on the socioeconomic standard, that there's some pride in giving giving something to the next generation.
Monetary?
Something.
Okay.
Yep. Something of value.
Okay.
Right. For many Indians, it's gold.
Yeah.
Right. Their culture around that is incredible. These are people that from the outside in may not look like they have much, but they are wealthier than anybody would know because they put that into, and they talk about a society that invests a lot in the next generation. Like that is their retirement plan. Their kids are their retirement plan. Like their kids will carry the insurance that they will use in their old age. Like it's a different dynamic there. But what that's led me to is, okay, James, when you're traveling, you're making all these trips overseas. Every time I come back, I try to bring my kids something of value.
Okay.
And I put it away.
True value.
Yeah. Right? It doesn't look like it's not flat. I'm not bringing purses. I'm not bringing Gucci, Louis Vuitton and all that. I'm not bringing flashy jewelry.
Yeah.
And it could be different every time, but I'm bringing something of value. And the hope is that one day those things of value will equal something of value, of more value.
Yeah.
And they will be able to say, okay, here is my start, as little as it is, or as big as whatever, I don't know the amount it will be. But for them, along with the strong spiritual foundation, along with being able to have seen and a modeled relationship that hopefully will spark their own, that they will see and appreciate the upbringing they had, the community they grew up in, the experiences they had. That will be the currency. Anything else added to that is only a bonus.
Yeah.
That's my perspective on money. So I'm not running from it. And Chris and I have done some things to take steps in that direction. But here's the kicker. It has not, the pursuit of that has not taken me away from them in a way that creates a gap. And this is what I know. And when I heard some of Bill Gates's commentary was a big thing for him was, man, I pursued all of this and I lost my family. I pursued all this. I lost my first wife, kid, relationships aren't as good as I want them to be. I've made a legacy that will likely go and be known for, hundreds of years, or there are books and textbooks that will be written about me and people will know my name for generations. But what does it really matter if I didn't have my family, if I didn't enjoy it with the people that I love the most, if I sacrifice them at the altar of trying to create something and give them something when I would no longer be here?
Stay right there for a sec, man.
Yeah, man.
So, and we joked about the individuals who would say, give me a chance to figure that out on my own. Let me go after and proceed, right?
You say that. Well, let me be the one to make the call.
Yeah, right. But the thought that I had around that, man, is people may where did it go? Yes, Bill doing his thing, right? It'll come.
Yeah.
It'll come.
Let me read you this question. Get your quick reaction to this as we kind of move towards the end. Are we willing to exempt those that came after us from the experiences that made us who we are?
Are we willing to exempt those that came after us from the experiences
that made us who we are?
Man, James, it goes back to what I just said. Like, our kids have to carve their own path. My parents, or my mother, when she looks at me and we have conversations around the Bible and I say some of the things that I have studied and learned and experienced in my relationship with God, sometimes she goes quiet. Maybe it's because she can't relate. Maybe it's because she is, I don't want to say stuck, but she is grounded in what she's believed. There's these gaps of silence, man. And I can only imagine, and I'm open to it, that the relationship that my children will have with God or with things, with life, may be different than what I have experienced. And I'm preparing myself to be open to having open dialogue with our kids, man, about what that looks like.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's my goal to stay open and realize that God can work through each and every one of us differently. And it's okay.
100%.
It's okay. So to that point, man, like, I want them to have their own experience. One of your nieces, they want to travel the world.
Yeah.
And as I was talking to your brother-in-law, I said, man, you're going to be able to live vicariously through your child.
Yep.
If they travel abroad and now all of a sudden you have an English out there, you know what I mean? Now, so I want my kids to experience life their way.
Yep.
If I can just give them something to keep them grounded and keep them like moving forward, and even if I don't, like, I want to see how they work that out.
Absolutely. I
want to celebrate their win. You know?
Yep. So, Yep. Absolutely.
What's your thoughts on that, man?
Listen, man, I agree. We mentioned this earlier. And I mean this when I say this, audience. I now look for the friction in life.
So good.
All right. I didn't say I look for problems. I don't want any more heat. I got plenty.
Yeah.
But I look for friction. And the reason I say that is because I know I'm getting better when I find friction. I know that my growth is coming when I find friction. And so as I think about my kids, man, And I think about where I am and where I am at this age. If I could get them to change their relationship with problems and challenge and the friction of life to be something that they crave
Yeah.
instead of something that they avoid. Man, I want to see how powerful they can become as people, what kind of vessel they can become as people, because they will be undefeated in their ability to leave an impression wherever their foot or hand steps. That's the legacy I'm hoping to see. And if I don't get to see it, I want to hear about it someday. Right. So it's that, man, remains the focus. And yes, I think it's going to take a little bit of all the ingredients. It's going to take a lot of spiritual. It's going to take Chris and I living a life that leaves them a name they can be proud of. And it may take a little bit of coin to get them started and to help remove some of the barriers, the first and second barriers that they might otherwise be hindered by or slowed down by. A little bit of coin can get them through that. But man, if they can just look for the friction in life, if they live with the confidence to be okay with making mistakes because they know they're learning, to be okay with the fact that it won't come out perfect the first time, but I'm going to try again. If they can have that as the recipe to life, the rest of it doesn't matter. I would just be seeing them go through the process is the payoff for me. That's it, man.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, for me, that is it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is it.
You know, when my father was on his dying bed, man, he said, I remember him laying back and he said, Gerren, take care of your sister. Right? He also made a declaration to my eldest brother. I don't know what he told my middle brother or my sister, but that's what he said. Take care of your sister. He didn't know how that was going to be.
Yep.
But he believed that he had given us enough in order to make, to confidently say that.
Yep.
Right. Yep. So I want to be able to speak those kinds of words into my kids, man, when my time comes, if I have an opportunity to.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And just trust and believe. James, for the people out there, man, and I know, right, people who may be listening to this, if you've made it all the way to the end, first off, we thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Right. And that also means that something resonated in this conversation in you. Right. You may be looking at your finances and saying to yourself, man, I don't know if I can do this. You know, my wife and I, or myself and we're working a job, I can't make enough just to even cover expenses. How can I leave something for my kids? And what you've heard out of us today is that there are at least three things that you can leave for your kids, right? A spiritual foundation, something where they're connected, finances, yeah, you can, right? And also, what's that last one, James?
A name,
a powerful name, right? By you living out your calling, what you were created to do in the community, you can leave a powerful name for your kids to step into and let that be the wind, right, in their sail. So you have options. That's my point. You have options, and there's no need for you to just feel as though, man, I'm just going to work and hope for the best. No, you can be intentional, right? It's going to require something of you. It's going to require a growth within you, a way of being that's different than you are today. And that's okay. My challenge to you is to step into that, right? Because you'll get to witness a new version of yourself. Your kids will, your friends will, your family will. And that's doing your work here on earth, right? While you're alive. We can do some powerful things, James. I truly believe that we can. Right?
100%, man. And that was a good close. That was a really, really good close. So there's no excuse.
Mm-hmm. That's the point.
You have something.
Yep.
It takes intention, man. That's fast becoming my word for the year.
Bro.
Intention.
Yeah.
There's so much power in the word.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the strongest words of choice as humans that we have.
Yeah.
I own my intentions. No one can take that from me. So use your intention, make a choice, have a plan, right? But this is a great conversation to have at your dinner table as well. Talk to your kids, talk to your partner. Give some thought, not to how you're going to leave them more, but what's your ultimate desire for what you do leave them? What are the type of people you want them to become? And get excited, reinvigorate your intention, because you have the ability to impact the next generation, whether you leave them $1 or $1 billion. You today, through intention, can make that choice.
Solid.
Listen, we, again, thank you. Again, this has been a wonderful, wonderful conversation on legacy. Gerren and I are so appreciative. Remember, like, subscribe, share, comment, take the survey. Frankly, we'll post it. We'll post it in this video again.
Yeah, let's do it.
Take the survey. We want to hear from you. We have a goal to grow this channel significantly in 2026, and we cannot do it without you. So thank you again. Have a wonderful day. God bless.